I'm putting my notes up here so I can just easily describe everything, right? So the first thing you have to know, there's magical and physical items. And they go for their classes, right? So for the physical classes, you have assassins, warriors, and hunters. For the magical, you have mage and guardians, meaning you can only put physical items on physical characters and magical items on magical characters. The only exception to that is defense items, where there are some defense items you can only put on magical and you can only put on physical, but for the majority, you could put any defense item on both sides. Now, there you will see some stuff on items that you really need to know. Magical and physical power, you will see that on the items. For instance, if you go to Achilles, let's not go to Achilles actually. Let's go to I don't really play. Let's go to Amaterasu, and you go to damage. For instance, you see power. This item right here has what 25 plus 25 physical power. You will see stuff like this. This item has plus 35 physical power. This meaning if you put that on from your base stats, that's what it's going to go up to. For instance, if you have 10, you put 30, you have 40 now. Same thing for magical. If you go to a magical character, the items are different, of course, right? Go to power, but it's the same thing. This one gives you 50 magical power. So read the items. Make sure if you want to go damage, you want to find damage items that have a lot of magical power, and plus some other things as well. All right, the next thing is the magical and physical defense. It's the same way. Whatever it says, you have plus physical protections or plus 50 magical protections. It's the same thing. It will be added on to what you already have on your character. Now, attack speed is pretty simple as well. Whatever this one has 15 plus 15% attack speed, meaning you'll swing faster 50%, and it's that simple as well. If you're an archer or a character who needs attack speed is really good in these items. I'm gonna show you some good items after I go over where you find items, so you can choose the right items, of course. Flat pin and penetration pin is probably the only thing that really will confuse people. Really, flat pin is something like, let's see, penetration. Something like something like this, right? Spirit installation plus 15 magical penetration. Meaning, if the enemy has 100 defense, this would take off 15 of that defense, right? For percentage, like this item, 8%, 10% magical penetration, it would take 10% off of that 100, wherever that might be. I'm not a math genius, but all I can tell you is you want flat pin in the beginning, because most characters in this game would not have a lot of defense in the beginning, and it would take more than having percent pin. Percent pin is for the end of the game, right? Just keep that in mind. And I will show you some items, what penetration you should use for different guys and different situations, you know? You have health and mana. Same thing, health and mana. If you go to health, and tell you this item gives you 150 health. It just adds on to what's on top of what you already have. Then same thing for mana. You look for mana, same thing. It will just add on to what you already have already. So those are some few items. The next thing you go over is HP 5 and MP 5, just meaning health per 5 seconds and mana per 5 seconds, meaning you already automatically get health and mana back every 5 seconds. This just increases how much you'll get back every 5 seconds. So if you're a type of guy like for Conquest this is very good. You want to stay longer on the lane, so having HP 5 and MP5 keeps you there longer. Like I said, for instance, this item right here gives you what? Plus 20 HP 5. So if you already have 10 HP 5 per 5 seconds, you go up to 30. Same thing for mana. If it was mana plus 10, 30, you know, just keep that in mind as well. If you want to get health more every 5 seconds, you put these aura mana, you know. For aura mods, aura and passives are what you find on items. I'm on it right now. These are the little captions at the bottom right here that tells you what the item will do added on what the item already does, right? For instance, if you tag a minion, it explodes, insta killing it, dealing dealing more damage, and this and it provides 15 gold for your nearest ally, right? Passives could do this as well. Mainly passives are for only you. So this is a rare occasion. I don't know why they didn't have this to be an aura mod, aura part, but it's still a passive and it's still for your allies. Auras are mainly for your teammates. For instance, this one right here, aura, ally guys within 7 units, they have their magical protection increased by 15, and the MP5 increased by 30. Aura mods are really good for support players, guys like tanks or a healing character, because you really want to support your team, and aura mods are the way to go with that. Movement speed is the same thing. If you have movement speed, you find an item, you want movement speed, you find an item, oh, I want this item right here. You get movement speed on it, plus the passive increases your movement speed when you're slow. So this can be a really good counter to a whole team of slows, you know? Now we're going to CCR. CCR is crowd control reduction, and this helps you when you get stunned. The quicker it helps you wake up quicker, right? And this is really good for a full team of stuns. This one has it already on. It give you 10%, meaning you wake up 10% faster. If you go against Kumba or someone that pulls you, stuns you, it's really good for that, so you don't stay there longer and you can get out of there without taking so much damage. Then cooldown reduction, I would say is most important. Not the most important, but very important for your builds. Without cooldown, your abilities be coming up back every 15 to 10 seconds, and you really want your abilities to come back quicker, so you keep doing damage and get out of there if you have a getaway ability. And I would say I can say now a good cooldown item to have on for magical, at least, I always use for my damage character is Chronos Pendant. This is a very good cooldown item that you should have on. You have 20% cooldown reduction, and plus on top of that, every 10 seconds the pendant activates, reducing cooldown by 1 second, which is a very good passive. Quick note, you can only go up 40% on cooldown unless you have an item called this item right here, the Sphinx. It increases by 10%, but you lose damage and healing capacity. So if you have 40 max cooldown, that should be enough for you guys, right? That should be enough. Like I said, right here you have your max. You can't go past this max. If you have max defense already, there's no point of putting extra defense because it's not going to do anything for you. So if you have max, go with some aura mods or go with some little damage if you can. But if this max, if any of these are max, don't put any more of it on, right? You have your starter items. Starter items are really good for start of the game, of course. They're cheap and they give you some good buffs. For tanks, you have Sentinel's Gift, Maleficent. You know, those are really good. This is a good one for healing tanks. Really, tanks or that really heal you guys, like Emoja. And this is really good for any other tank because the Sentinel Embrace gives allies next to you defense. That aura mod is very good. I always use these two depending on if I'm using a healing tank or a regular tank. For damage, for magical damage, I normally use the Focus Gem, or you can use the Stand of Time. This is for more cooldown, this is more power, depending on what you want on that character. I normally go for more damage at the beginning of the game. For Conquest, you probably could use this. This gives you more. It gives you more protections as well. Oh no, wait. Yeah, no. This one gives you at the beginning Stand of Time. Gets you a 10 MP5, which you really want if you're a mage, and Conquest to stay out there longer and not keep going back for mana. For warriors, you got the Warrior's Axe, and yeah, I can't see it because it's a magical character. You have the Warrior's Axe, and also the Warding Sigil, right? You have the Warding Sigil. That's what I'm saying. This is one of the items that can only be built on physical type characters. All right. I'm going to the physical side type now, right? So you have those items as well. Starter items and some more starter items if I can ever find them. Let me go up here. Let's click this, right? So, yep, then archers, you have the gilded arrow or the leather crow. Item like this, go in there, read what they do, see what you can use on them and use them. Archers are really neat attack speed in the beginning. This is the good one that gives you life steal and attack speed and power and MP5. This is a really good starter for really good starter item for, I would say, archers. I always use this for my tanks. If I'm using healing tank, of course, but these are two good starters. These two items are good for warriors as well, especially this one for the soul lane. You do more damage, but if you want to take less damage, Warding Sigil is the way to go. For assassins, you also have the Bluestone Pendant, which is very good, or the Manking Spectre, which does, if you hit them, they do damage over time. For Conquest, though, I would say Eye of the Jungle. It's a really good one. You do more damage to jungle buffs, and you do more damage in the jungle period, and that's where you're going to be at. So I would suggest you use Eye of the Jungle, which is a very, very good item to have on, right? So that's the starter items you can go with. For, like I said, for power, you really have to know where to go, right? You really have to know what you want to build. And I'm not going to give you builds today, or oh yeah, to get this build, I give you some good items, but if you go to a site called Smite Guru, it gives you builds. It gives you builds of what to do and when to do it, and actually how to level up your characters in a certain way, right? It actually tells you this. And that's really good for new players. If you're new to the game, I really would rather you learn how to play the game first before you try to start building your own builds. Find a good build, look on there and use it, right? Use it. You might be able to tweak some things as time goes on. Oh, this works more, or this works more, and you kind of get the feel of it. I would just say when you're first starting out building, trying to understand how to building will be the last thing. I would say just find a build that you like to using and learn the game. And when you learn the game, at least get 2 gods per class that you like using, so you have options, you know. And just learn the game. Then as time goes on, like I said, then start reading the items. Then start trying to understand the items and trying to build your own builds. But right now, if you're new, learn the game first. Learn the game, right? But like I said, I can still give you some good items, right? Get some good items. Heartseeker is a real good item to have on. Not at the beginning though, a little later in the game. If you do ability, this gives you a burst of damage. It's just like the item for magical. It's called Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is another good one. Soul Reaver is another good one. You do ability, it is a burst of damage after you put it. Tablets of Destinies is really good, especially good for Cuckoo. It gives you more mana, and Cuckoo's passive is Cuckoo's passive is more mana you have, the more damage you do. This is a good item as well. It gives you cooldown. If you get assist or kill, it lowers your cooldown even further. We know about Chrono's Pendant as well. It's cooldown. You really do need cooldown. Soul Reaver and then Doom Orb is actually pretty good as well. We can go reach the Doom Orb right now. Doom Orb. Killing an accessible enemy and minion provides with 1 stack of gaining movement speed and full magical power per stack, lasting 15 seconds, meaning you'll get more damage after killing of a minion, which you kill minions all the time in Conquest. So why would you want to put this on? For lifesteal, there's some good lifesteal options. This one and the upgraded one, I might have to go to all. No, I'm gonna have to go to core. Go to core and move this. You go to core and go to power. If it ever shows it, it didn't show it. Normally, well, where is it at? Where is it at? It's like me right now. Oh, there it is. Oh, here it is. Okay, glyphs, right? Go to glyphs, and this item right here is very good for lifesteal. I would suggest this over this one. I suggest this one over this one always. The Bancroft's Claw is a really good lifesteal item, and if you're a noobist, you really want to put this on as well. So Yeah, for lifesteal, that's some good items you can use. You could use the Spear of Magus. I like using this one as well. It's a really good item for penetration and lifesteal. Really do love it. You can go to Polynomicon for like someone like Kronos or Freya, where their basic attacks are mainly their abilities, mainly Kronos though. It's very good. And Soul would be good for this item as well. Soul uses a lot of basic attacks. Another thing, attack speed. I'm going for the magical horn. Then I go over there to the physical after. Attack speed. If you want attack speed, this is the one that's good. Haste ring. If you hit a guide, you speed up with them. So they trying to run away. You're constantly hitting them and costing on their tail. They can get away from you, right? And I also like using this one that has cooldown on it, and it does the damage. It does damage equal to the maximum health, 8% of the maximum target's health, which is a really good item. Well, going to the tank, you can really drain them down. If you want more attack speed, this one reduces target's magical protection, and this one gives you a life steal, and your basic attack does double damage. Well, the bonus damage, you know. So good attack speed items. I'm pretty sure archers use these two. I wouldn't use this, but I digress. If you are a tank and want to increase your allies attack speed, you use items like this. Shunga's Crusader increase the attack speed of your allies near you 70% by 30%. You know, 70 units by a 30% attack speed increase. So that's a really good one as well, right? Like I say, you really have to go into the items and read what you want, right? Read what you want. Like what I had on now. If I go, what do I normally play? Anubis, right? Anubis. And if I like I said, if I was Anubis right now, this is how I build it, right? For a starter item, I will use this one because Anubis passive, he gets a life steal, so I want to increase that life steal, right? So I'll get that one and click that one, right? So you see all here, once you click it, it kind of shows you nothing. Then you click it, it indicates what you have already, right? Then damage. Well, your damage is I would normally use. Let's say if you want more cooldown, I'll go to Spirit Gagger, Spill of Desolation for that damage and cooldown on it, and you get a lot of cooldown penetration. So I go with this one, or I go to Spirit Magus. Spirit Magus is good for him as well. Actually, I'll go with this one for one life steal. I go this one for Anubis right now, but the other one's good for cooldown as well, right? Then I'll go some cooldown. If I don't go to Spirit Magus, go cooldown. Put that one on. Cooldown's pinned it. You see, 20% already. My builders are coming back 20% more faster than they normally do. Then I will go with some life steal, right? I go to life steal. I will pick this one. You go the tree, and I go with this one for more life steal. Right, more life steal. Then this is where you can start deciding where you want to go, right? Where you want to go. Anubis is ability based, so attack speed is not going to work on him. You want to go items that have that increases his ability power, right? Increases his ability power. You can go Doom Orb. I say go Doom Orb, or you can go the Rod of Tahiti. And Rod of Tahiti would be go to glyphs, upgrade it, and you can't upgrade it though, so remember that. You can only upgrade one glyph at a time, and right now we have the claw upgraded. So we can go Rod of Tahiti, we go Doom Orb, right? We go Doom Orb, right? So we're currently at 20 cooldown. So you can decide if you want more cooldown or something else, right? Something else. Now I'm going something else. I could go cooldown. And if I did go more cooldown, I will probably put this one as well. When your ability has a finished casting, you gain a margin rage with a precise 20 increased damage dealt, decaying over 8 seconds, right? So this is a good item to have at last. And just to have that, you have 30% cooldown, magical. You have a lot of life steal, penetration. Magical penetration is very good as well. and that's what I would build for Anubis. For a starter item, for a starter item, not starter item, I mean, bleh. For relics, Anubis don't have no getaways, so I would suggest having beads on him. And normally I like using blink, just because I like getting out of things if I have chance. But you can go with blink or sanctuary. For instance, I'm gonna go sanctuary. Had this on. I can't click it on, but you get the idea. Then that's all you really have to do, you know. That's my build for Anubis, right? And I will constantly use this build. The last two items can be something you need for that game, right? It's something you need for that game. So don't always stick to one build. You can have like set of 3 items that you always put on a character, but make sure the last 2 items or something items are for that game. Don't just have items on that because you always built in a work last game. Have items on that you know is going to work, and make sure it's going to work, you know. But that's my magical, right? That's my magical. And you can save it, and once you save it, it'll be in here unless you want to change it later on. It will be in here. So when you go in game, you already know. You don't have to search for it. It'd be in the front top panel, right? For instance, Armazinkov, he's an archer. Now, Armazinkov is very ability based as well, and his hive actually gives him attack speed and movement speed and HP 5, right? His beehive is his main source of everything. So when you build him, I wouldn't use as much. I wouldn't use a lot of attack speed on him. You can have it on him, but I wouldn't use a lot of attack speed on him since his beehive would do the most of the attack speed. This is what I have on him mainly. I have Brimstone Brooch, right? Transcendence, Duton's Vigor, the Crusher, Heart Seeker, and Bloodforge. Now, this is a build for me. These are good items to have on Mazinkov. Like I said, he's ability based hunter, so you do not want a lot of attack speed on him. You want more power than anything, right? More power than anything. For a god that needs attack speed, a good example. If I go to let's see, hunters. If I go to hunters, Rom. Now Rom needs some attack speed on him. All right, Rom needs some attack speed on him, right? So good attack speeds that you have on him. Let's see. Let's go to attack speed. Odyssey Bow, really good for lane. It chains off different minions and enemies, so you can easily kill minions quicker. Twin Size is a very good one as well. It does more damage depending on how much the enemy health has. Really good for taking down tanks. Dominance is very good as well. I will use this as well, and it's increased the attack benefits of additional 20% physical penetration, furthering killing tanks, which you want to do more damage. I don't want to see you use ASI as SI. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I don't really see no one use it no more. Demon Blades are really good. Crit, if you want to use crit on him, your crit hits provide you with 10% of physical penetration and attack speed, which is increasing your attack speed. And I will say the Crusher is good as well for attack speed. Then, like I said, you want to introduce some cooldown. There's that attack speed in there. If you want some good cooldown, you could go Hanjo Lament. You pop an ability. Your first basic attack does more damage. So for Archer, this is really good. You can go Transcendence as well. It's a stack item, and you do more damage if you max it out, which is very good as well. I would say that as well for those 2 cooldowns. If you want lifesteal, you can go Soul Eater, but I don't really see most people using lifesteal on that one. So let's say you're a Guardian, and I love me some Guardians. Athena's my favorite Guardian. So for guardians, I like to build support items on my guardians. So I always build Sentinel's gifts, Pathetic Cloak, and Guns of Thebes. Why? Once this is upgraded to Sentinel's Embrace, the aura of that gives allied teammates plus defense, magical and physical. This one doesn't do this no more. It used to have it on there, but I still have it on there just because I still want it on there. I don't understand why it's still doing that, but if I take it off, and find it again on here, I can show you what it does. Pathetic Cloak. Once it's stocked, once it maxes out, you gain more protection than what you want to do, and it actually has cooldown on it and health, so you really want to stay out there longer. So you can put that on there. And it disappeared again because I am a dunce and can't find anything. Where did it go? And it's gone. And oh, there it is. Okay, click that one. And going over Thebes, once it's a stack item and once the stack is completed, you can minions or assist. It turns to an aura item, and any ally next to you gain defense, magical and physical. You know. In other items, that's my 3 items I always go, right? Always go in the beginning. Depending on which I want, the one cooldown. A good cooldown for tanks is Genji's Guard. Genji's Guard is a very good cooldown. If you take magical damage, your cooldown goes down even further. So that's a good item to have on to have. In physical items is a tricky one. I always go with Breastplate of Valor. I love Breastplate of Valor. But if you want to support your team more, you can go Mega Mail. This is for the enemy team. Basically, if they hit you, their attack speed is reduced. Or you go with Spectral Armor. Spectral Armor gives allies reduced critical strike, taking critical strike damage, which is very good as well because archers crit too much. Yeah, and that's some good items to have on. If you don't want to die as much, you go Spear Rogue. You gain 50% damage negation for every hard control or route you are hit with. Or you can go with, let's see, which item was it? I don't remember, but you really, another item you always go with Stone of Binding. Stone of Binding is very good. Stone of Binding is very good as well. If you want this on, where did it go? Oh, that was on cooldown, right? Yeah. No, was that on cooldown? Oh, physical, right? Physical. I was on physical, right? Stone of Binding, once every 5 seconds damaging, you gain stack of protection. That's not Stone of Binding. So instead of hitting an enemy god with a crowd control ability, reduce their physical and magical protections by 0.8 your level 4 5 seconds, right? Which is a very good thing. If you pull somebody, attack them, their defense is reduced, and your team can be doing a lot more damage than they actually was. Then Abyssal Stone is good as well because if you hit a god, their cooldown increases by 20%, which is a good stop them doing their abilities, stop them doing anything to the back line, and you can be very, very, very troublesome, right? If you wanted more health, you can also go with Stone of Gaia. Stone of Gaia is good. If you hit with knockup, pull, grab, any con control, you gain health back. Or you go with mid renewal. When you hit with an enemy god, you stack up, and once you hit by any god, apply 1 a second, increase your protection by 4 seconds. Max of stacks lasts for 5 seconds each. At the max, once being hit, you are immediately healed for 10% of your max health. So if you have these two on, you're getting hit, you're getting stunned, boom, health back, you're in the fight even longer. And that's what you want. You want items that support your team and items that keep you in the fight longer so you can support your team even longer. Let's see. That's for the Guardians. Warriors like the same thing. But you really want to have more damage and defense on there. So that's why I have either Water Sigil or Warrior Axe in case you want more damage or in case you want more defense. Melee Renewal for that health and that health get back. Gladiator Shield is a really good item for warriors or tanks. You want to put on tanks. If you have defense on, this will take how much defense you have on and turn it into damage, which is a very good item to have. Breastplate of Regrowth, if you heal yourself, And if any guy has self heal on him, this gives you attack speed and attack speed, movement speed. No, wait, movement speed and an attack increase, which is very good as well. Archdude Fury, gain a stack. Your next mega attack enemy god consumes all stacks and deals 40 plus 40. It deals 40 magical damage per stack. Blah. Which meaning you do more damage, right? But it gives you protections as well, and this is good as well. The reforged hammer is very good as well. It just got a reworked, and if you have to pick one, I would pick. It's a glyph, right? Yeah. Why isn't it showing? Well, it's not showing up here. Wait, yeah, there it is. These two with flame force hammer or runic force hammer. When you hit a stun on an enemy god, it lays a field of fire around them, and if they're in the fire, they take damage, meaning doing more damage. And then when they leave it, they still take damage after. This one I really don't use this one, but it's just a shockwave, 10% less damage and take more damage. Right? Take less damage and take more damage. Yeah, so they lose damage and you do more damage, right, to them, which are very good for warriors. That's what you want to do. You want to have a good balance of protections, cooldown, and damage. That's what you want to do for warriors. Let's say mages and the mage and the guardian, assassins. Now, if you're new, I wouldn't suggest playing assassins. They're very, very tricky to get into. You are very close, and I would want you to learn the game more. But for assassin, I always use him. Everybody hates my build with this man. I put stuff on him that nobody really likes putting on him. But so I would probably I give you some good items to go with him. I give you some good items, right? You can go. Juton's Wrath is a good item. You get that cooldown. You can use Height of the Mint as well. It's a good item to have on him. Heartseeker, very good to have. If you want, Blood Force is good as well for assassins. This is for assassins for that lifesteal. After you get a kill, you get a shield, which I would probably want you to get. Titan's Bane is really good as well. If you want lifesteal, if you want anti-heal to stop healing, Volley Speed Stick is very good as well. Hasted Katana is good if once you hit someone, you get increased movement speed to stay close to them, which is very good as well. I would say, like I said, those are some good items that you can start with. You just have to learn when to use them and when times to use them. I just can't tell you, oh, this is when to use them, right? For lifesteal, when lifesteal, oh, he's healing. You go build some lifesteal on it, right? That's pretty common sense. Go not lifesteal, anti-heal. You but oh, he's healing. Let's put some anti-heal on, and you put on the Brawler's B stick. Or for tanks or warriors, if they're healing, you're gonna put on either a tangent or pestilence that stops healing when you're close to them. Stuff like that. Fight that, read it, put it on, stop healing. But other things like, oh, what kind of penetration, you just have to learn the game first to know when to put it and how to put it. But that's how I feel building should be. Like I said, right now, I suggest you guys go into Smite Guru, find a good builder you like to have and have that on and learn the game. Pick some characters, go into the training mode, practice with all the characters. And in practice, you don't even have to buy all the characters. They give you all the characters for free in practice, so you can try them out before you buy them, which I suggest as you do as well. But that has been my little talk about building and how to do it. I really hope this guys helped you out a little bit more. I hope I explained it better than last time, my last stream, but I hope this helps you a lot more than the last time. So I am grateful for everybody who came, and I'll see you all in the next stream.